And I report the weather here at TV45, the space weather in fact as well. And I've got a report here for you guys about our magnetic mayhem and the recent animal deaths and birds and fish in the area that have been diving. Now, I have a map here of all the recent deaths, a Google map that shows you all the locations worldwide of all the animal deaths, and as you can see, there's quite a bit. Now, I have a theory about this, that I believe that the magnetic field is very unstable, which is causing all these recent deaths with fish and birds and other marine life. Now, let me explain some things first. Our heliophysics is a relatively new science, and it's formed in part created by NASA. The heliosphere protects our solar system from galactic cosmic radiation, and our planet is shielded by its magnetic field, keeping us protected from solar and particle radiation and from erosion of the atmosphere by the solar wind. Now, on Earth, the magnetic field can change strength and configuration during its occasional polarity reversals, altering our protection of the planet from outside radiation sources. The bulk of that shield comes from the Earth's magnetosphere. A magnetosphere is the area of space and shape around a planet that is controlled by the magnetic field. The Earth's magnetosphere shape is a direct result of being blasted by solar wind. It keeps out most of the solar wind, carrying particles from the sun from directly hitting the Earth. And our sun and the other planets all have magnetosphere, but Earth's is stronger than any of the other rocker planets. Now, the Earth's magnetosphere is a very dynamic structure that deeply responds to solar variations. In fact, life on Earth is developed and sustained under the shield of the veritable magnetosphere. In turn, the sun's extended atmosphere drives some of the largest changes in the near-Earth space environment, which affects our magnetosphere, atmosphere, ionosphere, and potentially our climate. Now, if the sun's activity creates severe disturbances of the upper atmosphere and of the near-Earth environment, then we can expect some noticeable disturbances here on Earth. Geomagnetic storms driven by the sun's activity can interfere with high-frequency radio communications and GPS navigation. Now that we understand how the magnetosphere works, let's talk about what's going on with it lately. On June 3rd of 2007, 5 NASA probes discovered a breach in the magnetosphere 4 times the size of the Earth. So as of this moment, solar wind can flow through the opening and load up the magnetosphere for very powerful geomagnetic storms. And also, you know, scientists are just learning to understand the mechanics of the magnetosphere in light of this breach. And normally, solar wind presses against the magnetosphere almost directly above the equator, where our field points north. If a bunch of solar magnetism comes along and points north too, we would expect the two fields to reinforce each other, strengthening the Earth's magnetic field. Now, this is not the case. The shields are actually going down, and this results in stronger geomagnetic storms that we've seen in years, really. And scientists are still learning the personality of the sun as well. As recently as September of 2010, NASA scientists discovered that solar storms don't travel in a straight line, as we previously thought, which means that a solar flare coming off the side of the Earth, the side of the sun not facing the Earth, can actually change direction and head towards the Earth. And it can actually pick up speed and accelerate rapidly, making a much harder hit on the Earth's magnetic field. Now, another recent discovery within NASA was revealed in July of 2010. It turns out that high above the Earth's surface, where our outermost layer of atmosphere touches space, also known as the thermosphere, recently collapsed during the deep solar minimum of 2008-2009. It's currently trying to rebound itself, and this overall sensitivity of the thermosphere to solar radiation could be increasing. The world's foremost leaders are very aware of this situation. In fact, the ISWI, which stands for the International Space Weather Initiative, was formed last year and met for the first time in early November of 2010 to discuss a matter of global importance: storms from the sun. A key problem they discussed is that when a storm is underway, waves of ionization ripple through the Earth's upper atmosphere, and electrical currents flow through the topsoil, and the whole planet's magnetic field begins to shake. So how does all this relate to birds dying in the thousands, fish washing up on shores in the millions? Well, let's talk about the effects that the magnetic field has on animals in general. Now, scientists know that birds, bats, turtles, salmon, among other fish, cattle, deer, elephants, dolphins, whales, and even lobster exhibit magnetic sensitivity. They rely upon the Earth's magnetic lines to navigate. And what's really interesting is that birds in specific can see the Earth's magnetic field, and there is compelling evidence that a bird's eyes contain specialized light receptor molecules that communicate with visual center of the brain, just like a compass relies on a magnet to tune into the Earth's magnet. Birds' eyes may act like a compass as well. So scientists have found that phenomena like earthquakes and tsunamis are detected by animals well in advance of people. Well, that's where we're going to leave you today. When I get back, I will have the other half, which will just further prove this point that I really feel like this could be happening because of our magnetic field. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.